Welcome back, my dear students and friends, in our new lecture, that is renewable and non-renewable resources. What are the renewable and non-renewable resources? First of all, we should know what are the resources. Resources is a source, stock, or supply of material for which human are benefited. For example, natural resources, coal, oil, natural gases. And energy is the capacity to do work, for example, solar energy, wind, and tidal energy. So, resources, stock or supply of material from which human are benefited, and energy, capacity to do work is the energy. So, resources can be defined as source of material from which human are benefited. The resources which are extracted from the nature are considered to be the natural resources. An ecosystem act as the resource producers and process for natural resources. Coal, forest, animal, oil, natural gas, fossil fuel, etc. are some of the example of the natural resources. And natural resources can be classified into two. One is the renewable resources, which can be generated again and again. Another is the non-renewable, non-renewable resources. So energy from the sun evaporate water from the ocean, river, and lake to form clouds, and this take place in at high altitude when the temperature is low, ultimately resulting in formation of the rain through uh, condensation process. Plants use sunlight energy to make food through a process known as the photosynthesis. We all know, we are all studying this, that plant take energy from the sun and they make their own food, they are autotrophs, and that process is called as the photosynthesis. The energy stored in the plant is transferred to the animal when they consume the plant. We cannot produce our own food. We are totally dependent on the plant. So we are totally dependent on the natural resources. So every all energy we are taking either from the plants or from the animal products, whether some milk or meat or whatever. So there are two kind of resources. One is the renewable, another is the non-renewable. Renewable means solar energy, wind energy, water energy, tide energy, wave energy, geothermal energy, and nuclear energy. And non renewable means wildlife, soil, fossil fuel, oil, coal, natural gases, and minerals. These are non renewable. Once it's gone, we cannot recreate, or it takes years and years to recreate, to regenerate. Like coal, it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of years to again regenerate or have more and more this coal. So there are two kind of resources: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So solar energy, first is the this in this under this category, first is the first renewable energy is the solar energy, never ending. Solar is always there, sunlight is always there. Solar energy is used to generate electricity, for example, photovoltaic cells, solar cookers, solar plates. So these are the now these day in this era. Mr. Modi is also promoting the solar energy. We can generate the energy, and if we generate excess energy using the solar plates, we can always earn from the generated energy. So we can not only consume, but we also can get the income. So one time installment cost is it's bit expensive, but once it is installed on our rooftop, we can generate energy for our own consumption, and we can, that's how these are the alternative to consume the to save the resources. So we can generate this energy, solar energy, using the sunlight, and we can use it. The outer layer of Earth atmosphere receive 1,74,000 terawatt of incoming solar radiation. That's quite a lot. Around 30% is reflected back, and rest is absorbed. So solar radiation is absorbed by land, ocean, and atmosphere. These are the main um, three component which can actually absorb the solar radiation. We cannot, human cannot absorb, we can only use. So land, oceans, and the atmosphere, they absorb the solar radiation. So around without sun, Earth would be minus 250 degree centigrade, very extremely cold. So sunlight absorbed by ocean keep the surface temperature at 14 degree. The heat produced by the sun can be used by solar cell, that is photovoltaic cell, to generate electricity. They are advantageous because of low maintenance, no moving parts of, and no environmental impact. They provide power to satellite, electric lights, and small electrical appliances such as radios, and for water pumping, highway lighting, and weather lighting. So India is the fourth in solar power capacity in the world. India's solar power installed capacity is 73.32 gigawatt as December 2023. This data is taken from the government website. So the Badila Solar Park is the world's largest solar power plant. It is based in Bhadla village in India's Rajasthan's Jodhpur district, cover an area of 56 square kilometer, and has a total installed capacity of 2,245 megawatt, perhaps world's largest one. Second is the renewable energy is the wind energy. We can see from the picture, we can see there are big poles with the wings, fan wings. Okay, when they move, they generate the electricity, they generate the energy. So wind energy speed is used to generate electricity by moving turbines. So picture itself is explaining that these can be used in the open area where the wind velocity is very high, where the wind speed is very high. And it's a very advantageous energy because no water and no water pollution. And disadvantages are noise pollution, bird kill, effect on TV reception. So these are the disadvantages of this, because of course when the fan is moving, a huge fan is moving, it's making the noise, creating the noise pollution. And sometimes they kill bird, though birds avoid, but bird heat is always seen in the aircraft also. Bird heat is a issue, and that issue is with the wind energy also. When these kind of plants are planted in open area, when the birds passes, sometimes they get killed if they come on the way, and it creates lots of noise. So that is why they are being planted outside or very far from the um, habitation, human habitation. So there are effects on the TV reception. So these are small drawbacks, disadvantages, but it produces lots of energy. So wind is the earliest energy source used for the transportation by sailing ship. We have seen in different animes and movies, the ships are being sailed because of the wind, using the wind. And that is the, I think, the earliest energy source. At present, India is the third largest wind energy producer in the world. The power in the wind is a function of the wind speed of an area, and therefore the average wind speed of an area is important determinant of the economically feasible power. Denmark, 40% of its electricity comes from the wind energy. Denmark is an open area, and 40% energy is coming from the wind energy. And wind power capacity was expanded to 3,69,553 megawatt. Pandal, that is in the Tamil Nadu, and Jaisalmer, that is in the Rajasthan, are the largest wind farm of capacity 1,500, and Rajasthan, that is Jaisalmer, producing 1,064 megawatt respectively, energy respectively. Installed capacity of 39 gigawatt approximately till March 2021. Wind development in India. So this is the India is the third largest energy consumer also. So potential is 302 gigawatt under 100 meters and 695 gigawatt under 120 meter at altitude. So current status is 39 gigawatt, that is estimated in March 2021. And COVID-19, it was decreased by 65%. There are major challenges with this kind of energy, with this kind of wind energy, because it needs lots of space to be installed. Um, Rising discounts because land acquisition, that is the one issue, and under subscription and access to grid. These are the issues with this wind energy. And target 2020 gigawatt, till 2020 the 60 gigawatt was the target, and by 2030 the target is 150 gigawatt is the target. So this source has already has been taken from the a paper that is an overview of the wind energy development and policy initiative in India, clean technology environment, and published in the tech environment policies in okay. So this is the source of the this data we have taken. So if anybody wants, can go back to read this full paper, published paper by Kumar A. Paldi and Kar et al. So, an overview of the wind energy development and policy initiative in India. This source has been taken from MNRA. The Gujarat is is the state which is producing the maximum, and the all other states, all India 302.25 and 695.5. This is the data taken. This is the data. Next renewable resource is the water. The solar radiation evaporate by warming oceans. At high altitude, when temperature is low, water is condensed to cloud and fall as rain on Earth's surface. So on Earth's surface, 71% is covered with the ocean, and rest is covered in different form. Only 2.5% is fresh water, whereas rest is in the saline form. So drinkable water is very, very less, and we have to be very careful while wasting the water. So we should not waste, because rest of the time, otherwise if it will be finished, we have to be dependent on the seawater. That is very salty. So salt water 97%, polar ice cap 2%, available fresh water is 1%, just 1% available fresh water. So the requirement of the water per capita, uh, this is the taken from published data. You saw National Academy of Science, Moscow, 1987. So North and the Central America are consuming more water, while the second largest is the Europe, and Asia just 519 per capita water use, and India stand at the fourth, and the USSR. So this is the per capita water use, and with the help of the water, we can produce the hydroelectric power. Hydroelectric power plant uses water flowing. That's how we can from water. This is one of the method from which we can generate the energy. So hydroelectric power plant uses water flowing down a natural gradient to turn turbine to generate electricity. So this is how the water fall, and this is the turbine. When the water fall on the turbine, it moves, and that's how the energy is being generated. Its advantages, advantages are long life of hydropower plant, the renewable nature energy source, very low operating and maintenance cost. In drawback, but it's there are certain drawbacks, are large area of land and forest are submerged. Most of the power plant are being developed on the river, making the dams and all. So they are not only covering the area, but they are shifting the people also living and dependent on the resources, natural resources. So forests are submerged, silting of reservoir, water conflict for livelihood activities of local people, resettlement and relocation of local people. Hydroelectric power generate 3,429 terawatt of electricity, which is 16% of the global electricity production. China is the largest producer of the electricity through hydropower, that is 721 tera hectare terahash. In India, total installed power station capacity is 2,75,911 megawatt. So this is the capacity in India. This much they produce. So this is the picture of the hydropower plant. We make the dam, and when the gates are open, water fall on the turbine from the top, and that pressure, with the pressure of the water, the turbine move and produce the energy. That's how the energy um, produce and generate 3,427 terawatt of electricity, which is 16% of the global electric production. So this is how we can use the water resources to generate the energy. The next renewable resource, natural resource, is biomass energy. When a log is burned, it creates biomass energy because plants and trees depend on sunlight to grow. Biomass energy is a form of stored solar energy. Although wood is the largest source of biomass energy, but agriculture waste, sugarcane waste, animal residue, and other farms products to make energy, it can be burned to produce heat and electricity, changed to a gas like fuel such as methane, or changes to a liquid like fuel such as biofuels, ethanol, and methanol. These are the biofuels. Organic municipal solid waste, including paper, food waste, textile, natural rubbers, can be converted into the electricity by combustion, boiler, or steam turbines. Its drawback are emission of oxides and sulfur. They releases the oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, and carbon. India produces about 450 to 500 million tons of biomass per year, and it provides 32% of all the primary energy used in the country at present. So these are the main reason from where we get the biomass sources like sewage, municipal solid waste, animal residue, industrial residue, forestry crop and residues, agriculture crops and residues. So they all together produce the biomass energy. However, the biomass based project contribute less than 3% of the power generation in India, very less. And basically, they are being used in the villages, in the very, very small remote areas. So, biogas is produced from the plant material and animal waste, garbages, waste from household, industrial waste, and sewage treatment plant in anaerobic condition. It is a mixture of gases including methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen disulfide, and water vapor. So biogas plants are increasingly popular in India in rural sector because in the villages, very close to the house, they have big areas, and very close to the houses, they can collect all these garbage and produce the biogas energy from the waste, whether it's agriculture waste or forest waste or their own waste. So they can it's very popular in the rural areas. The fibrous waste of sugar industry in the world largest potential source of biogas energy. uh, we have enough sugarcane field in India, sugarcane industry in India. It applies in cooking. Whatever energy we are producing, they applies in the cooking, heating, and transportation purpose. In India, biogas capacity till 2022 was 14 megawatt. This was the India's, though it's very small, but still it is producing. It is catering to the locals living in the villages in the remote areas. So 14 megawatt is the biogas production in India. It was estimated to 85,963.53 lakh cubic meter among all states. So Maharashtra is the largest biogas producer in India. Maharashtra is the largest biogas producer in India, around 1,52,097.74 lakhs cubic meter biogas can be produced. So this is the biogas plant, and here we save the all the garbage with us agriculture, whatever garbage we dump, and we produce the energy from biogas. And then the tidal energy, due to gravitation of celestial bodies, sea level rise at the shoreline, causing tide. This ocean current is used in generating electricity by establishing power plant. Rance was the first tidal plant established in 1966, that is in the France. Rance is the place in the France where the first tidal plant was used. Shiva Lake Tidal Power Plant is the world's largest power plant, having capacity of 254 megawatt in South Korea. In India, Gulf of Kutch is a proposed plant for generate electricity for 50 megawatt, and second one is the West Bengal. So estimates from Indian government place the nation's tidal energy potential is 8,000 megawatt. This is what was estimated by the government of India. This include around 7,000 megawatt in the Gulf of Cambay in Gujarat, and 1,200 megawatt in Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, and 100 megawatt in the Gangetic Delta in the Sundarbans in the West Bengal. So these are the estimated energy we can produce. So the highest potential for tidal energy in India is the Gujarat along the Gulf of Kutch and the Gulf of Cambay. The state with the least tidal energy potential are Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Kerala. Tidal energy is the form of power produced by the natural rise and fall of tides, tidal current, with sufficient energy for harvesting occur when water passes through a construction, causing the water to move. So, one of the reason, according to the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy (MNRE), for non-pursuing tidal power is the exorbitant cost. It's a very expensive project because we have to take the energy from much below the sea. This picture we can see, this is the seabed. We have to use this kind of plant to produce the energy. So this is very expensive, exorbitant cost. India has started two tidal power project of 3.75 megawatt and 50 megawatt install capacity in 2007 and 2011 in West Bengal and Gujarat respectively. So India started two mega 50 megawatt in capacity plant we started, but both these projects were dropped because of the exorbitant cost. In the case of 3.75 megawatt Durga Duni tidal power project in West Bengal, the project cost was 2.38 billion, that is rupees 238 crores, which is about rupees 634 million per megawatt, that is rupees 63.50 crores per megawatt. While in the case of 50 megawatt tidal plant project at the Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, the estimated cost was rupees 7.5 billion, that is 750 crores, which is about 150 millions, rupees 15 crore for every megawatt of power. Exorbitant cost and environmental risk are some of the main reason for tidal power project not being developed in India so far. So tidal power is not actively pursued on a global scale, as well as because of various barriers. So a parliament panel has now asked the Indian government to reassess the potential of tidal power in India, explore the practically exploitability potential, conduct more research in the field, and develop a pilot project for tidal power. So we have not yet started, and whatever we started, it was actually very expensive to afford. So this is all about the renewable energy resources. There are few more energy renewable resources. We'll be continuing in our next lecture, and we'll be continuing renewable and non-renewable energy resources. So thank you very much, my dear friends and friends. See you in our next lecture.